Hello friends and welcome to another Pauper League. I am Cooper the Red and this is Black Sack. This is a deck that I've been playing with on and off for quite some time, and originally when I had started playing it I had been looking for a home for Bone Picker. And unfortunately we're not playing the big bird today, but we do have a brand new card from Brothers War, Gixian Infiltrator. This is a 2/1 for 2 mana that says that whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on it. We've got a lot of cards in our deck that ask us to sacrifice, so Gixian Infiltrator can easily grow to the size of a Gurmag Angler or beyond. To go along with the Gixian Infiltrator, we also have Mortician Beetle. It has very similar text. For 1 mana, we get a 1/1. Whenever a player sacrifices a creature, you may put a +1/+1 counter on Mortician Beetle. So this doesn't trigger for permanents, it triggers for creatures, but it will also trigger for the opponent's creatures. So if we play a Fleshbag Marauder, for example, the Mortician Beetle will be getting +2/+2. And if the opponent sacrifices one of their creatures for whatever reason, then the Mortician Beetle can grow. On the other side of these creatures that grow when you sacrifice things, we have creatures that grow when you sacrifice things. We have Carrion Feeder, a 1 mana 1/1 that can't block, and you can sacrifice a creature to put a +1/+1 counter on it. And Mold Folk, a 1/1 for 2 mana that has lifelink, and you can tap a colorless, sacrifice another creature or artifact, and put a +1/+1 counter on it. So we're going to be able to use Mold Folk and Carrion Feeder to get some large creatures that we can attack with, and to grow the Beetle and the Infiltrator. Now, along with these creatures that are going to grow, we also have a bunch of creatures that we can feel very free to sacrifice. We have Nested Shambler, another 1/1 for 1 mana, that says that when it dies, you create X tapped green squirrel tokens, where X is Nested Shambler's power. Now, I've experimented before with doing things where we increase Nested Shambler's power and then sacrifice it to get more squirrels. And all those extra squirrels are cute, but I think it's pretty much just that, because you have to dedicate a deck slot to something that's going to be growing your Nested Shambler, like, what is that artifact called? Bone Splitter or something? Anyways, it takes up deck slots, and I need those. So we're only going to be getting the 1 squirrel per Nested Shambler every time, but it'll be good enough. You'll see. We've also, I mean, it's still 2 creatures for 1 mana. It's good value. We've got Persistent Specimen, 1/1 for 1 mana, and we're actually able to return it to the battlefield from the graveyard for 3 mana. So a lot of cards that function like this might return to your hand. The advantage of Persistent Specimen is we can do it at end of turn, put it directly onto the battlefield, and then maybe sacrifice it again to grow our creatures. We've also got Shambling Ghast, another 1/1 for 1 mana. This creature, when it dies, we have a couple of options. We can Brave the Stench, give a creature an opponent controls -1/-1 till end of turn, so maybe we can kill one of the opponent's creatures. But we also get Search the Body, which creates a treasure token, and a couple of our cards care if we sacrifice artifacts. So again, we're getting 2 permanents for 1 mana and 1 card, and this is going to be pretty good with Deadly Dispute, Gixian Infiltrator, Mold Folk, so there's quite a bit of value in there. So let's see, is there any more creatures that we're intending to sacrifice? Yes, there's Perilous Myr, a 1/1 for 2 mana, but when it dies, it deals 2 damage to any target. So while we don't have any spells, instants, or sorceries to remove creatures in the main, we do have some of our creatures that can maybe clear the path for us, and also, it can do 2 damage to the face, so Perilous Myr makes the cut. To round out the rest of the creatures we have in the deck, we've got Kjeldoran Dead, another way to sacrifice creatures, and very, very aggressive, 1 mana 3/1. When it enters the battlefield, sacrifice a creature, and then we can also tap a black mana to just regenerate Kjeldoran Dead. This is going to be a pretty good attacking creature. Let's see here. We've got Lampad of Death's Vigil, just as a single one of 2 mana 1/3. For a colorless mana, we can sacrifice a creature, and then each opponent loses 1 life, and we gain 1 life. So this is a little bit of reach, and also giving us a way to potentially gain a little bit of life if that's important. And then rounding out the top of the curve here, we have 2 Crypt Rats, one of my favorite cards in Pauper and one of my favorite cards in Magic the Gathering. 3 mana 1/1 that says that Crypt Rats deals X damage to each creature and each player. Spend only black mana on X. This is going to allow us to sweep the board, to have reach to deal a large amount of damage, and maybe potentially in a worst case scenario we can even cause a draw with Crypt Rats. Finally, we have Fleshbag Marauder, a 3/1 for 3 mana that has a sacrifice effect built into it, like Innocent Blood. When Fleshbag Marauder enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature. Briefly mentioned that synergizing quite well with Mortician Beetle. We've also got some draw cards. We've got 4 copies of Village Rites and 4 copies of Black All-Star Deadly Dispute. Deadly Dispute should be no surprise. It's seen in many, many different decks, and one of the main reasons to be playing Vault of Whispers in this deck so that we can potentially sacrifice a land to draw some gas. In the sideboard, we actually have copies 3 and 4 of Fleshbag Marauder and Crypt Rats, just depending on what type of matchup we're up against. Being able to go up to 4 of each of these particular cards can be very, very good. So I'm going to keep the 2 of each in the sideboard just in case we want them. And also, interestingly, Fleshbag Marauder and Crypt Rats are some of the cards that I sideboard out the most, just depending on, what matchup we're up against. If we're playing against Burn, for example, Crypt Rats isn't going to be all that great unless we put Unexpected Fangs on it. Unexpected Fangs is our method to be gaining life in this deck. We're going to be able to make some rather large creatures, so if we can put Unexpected Fangs onto a Carrion Feeder, Mortician Beetle, or Gixian Infiltrator, then that might be able to close out a game versus a burn deck. We've also got some targeted removal. I was running Snuff Out in this spot, but recently it's become much more important to be able to kill Gurmag Anglers, so we're going to be running Cast Down, which can kill the, well, basically anything. Except for Guardian of the Guild Pact, or something that has pro-black, of course. We've also got, finally, some Debt to the Kami, 3 mana instant that gives us a couple of choices. We can either have an opponent exile a creature they control, or we can have an opponent exile an enchantment they control. It will be their choice either way, but this gives us the choice and the option to be able to get rid of enchantments, which is generally something pretty difficult to do in the color black. Alright friends, I think that we've talked about the deck long enough. Let's put it into action. This hand looks great. Hand looks really good. Alright, okay, so not burn. Good, good. Get another land. Alright, like, if I play Mortician Beetle, it's a pretty premium target, but it also potentially does some damage next turn. I think I probably go Nested Shambler, Mortician Beetle, hold up Village Rites, and then Infiltrator. I can continue hold up Village Rites. Oh, handsome. I'm sorry to hear that. I hear that it's been a pretty bad season already for the flu, and like flu season hasn't even really started yet. Black Devotion, Black Discard. Yeah, well, there's a lot of different ways to build your decks in Pauper and Black. Black Burn is another very popular one. What did they get with the Ash Barrens? They got an island. Another Infiltrator. I don't think you can have too many. Always yes to the beetle. Yeah, don't have to play that garbage anymore. All good cards now. Oh, speaking of good cards, here's another one. Hey Titan, good morning. Yeah, I mean, Gixian Infiltrator is an honorary beetle. Mole Drifter, okay. No, I think that's a like a door or something. Mole be drifting. Oh, lightning bolt on the beetle. I might as well Village Rites, huh? One blew up. Let's hope it's not a Dispel or a Spell Pierce. Could go Beetle Beetle Deadly Dispute. I guess casting the Deadly Dispute doesn't actually increase the damage at all, but I kind of like casting it while they don't have Counterspell up. Of course, if they have Dispel or Spell Pierce, I look like a fool. Well, I mean, worst case, I still get to grow all of my creatures. I think we wait. I'm continuously worried about Cannonade. 3 mana for Mole Drifter. They tapped 3 for the Elementalist and then tapped 1 more. Opponent is freaking me out. They go get Lightning Bolt again. Oh, they probably have Ephemerate as well. Oh, did not expect fire. That's a bit of a blowout. It is a happy day. So 1, 2, Perilous Myr, and then 1 more for Village Rites. Oh, Moldfolk. Late to dinner on the Elementalist. Gets Fire Ice. Killed one of my infiltrators. They still have Fire Ice. That's an interesting one. Don't really have something I want to sacrifice to it, though. Okay, they're going to tap my creature. Worst case, I could grow the Mold Folk and the Infiltrators by 2 at this point, by sacrificing both Vault of Whispers and using the treasure token for mana. Another Kjeldoran Dead. Oh, imagine Mayhem Devil, that'd be wild. I guess, like, we can play the Kjeldoran Dead and then sacrifice them to themselves, and that still grows both of these. Yeah, I wonder what you could do with Mayhem Devil and Pioneer, and if it would be good enough for the format. Because you get some pretty interesting stuff. Oh, you play Mayhem Devil and Pioneer. There you go. Today is about Black Sack, absolutely. One of my favorite decks in the format. I think it's so much fun. So let's see here. One more for the kill here. Let's go for it, I guess. Sacrifices the food. Okay, so they're at 10. This is currently 8. There we go. Get the win there. Nice. Very, very nice. All right, so how are we going to want to play this? I think Crypt Rats are good because they're playing like ephemerate stuff, sacrifice effects, and Crypt Rats are going to be pretty good. Late to Dinner is played in the deck that the opponent has. Jeskai Wildfire, it would be expected that they have it. I like the Perilous Myr, they're okay. Kjeldoran Dead, I'm not sure if I like them, and I don't know. I mean, the Regenerate seems pretty nice. Okay, so it's going to be difficult to decide what to take out, huh? I also want to bring in the Spell Bombs. So yeah, we're going to have to think about what's important here and take some stuff out. Take out the Lampad. How much do I really want Fleshbag? Alright, I think we'll run it like this. One land hand on the draw. Got some pretty good cards, but we don't have any card draw in hand besides the Spellbomb. If we don't draw lands for a couple turns, we're pretty screwed, especially with Crypt Rats at the top end of the hand. This one isn't better. Don't go spreading that around, Janini. I got a reputation to upkeep. Old Border Shamblers. I don't know. I don't know. I should look into that. That would be something I would like to grab, actually. Swamp. Deadly Dispute's pretty good if we get a swamp, though. Draw us towards that land 3. Get us out of this mulligan position. Land. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, we took game 1 all right. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I love the old border. I don't know if you could tell from my lands or, you know, when I get an option, I try to play the old border cards. I've seen you play like 8 games ever and you had to keep a one lander in like 6 of them. I like playing low land count decks. This deck has what is that? 17 lands. So I do it to myself. Oh, well. Glad to get in on that nostalgia there. That's great. Whole bunch of content up on the YouTubes. Thank you, handsome. I mean that deck had a lot of card draw too. Playing a 2 mana draw 4 and a 3 mana draw 5. I mean they don't always draw that many cards, but sometimes they do. I was kind of hoping they would blink there and do something, so I could respond and do something. Lone Missionary, yep. Oh yeah, well we got some really cool Karoo lands with what was it? With something. So awkward. Fire Ice is going to be so good here for them. So, oh, they're doing 2 damage directly to the Carrion Feeder. I figured they would do 2 damage directly to the Infiltrator. Okay, this is fine. Village Rites again. Now who's got a hand full of cards? This guy. Don't give me time to guess. Cleansing Wildfire, absolutely. Amazing card. Love Cleansing Wildfire. Spent a lot of time playing it. If you couldn't tell from the emote that I made. Ooh, Perilous Myr, neato. Let's play the Shambling Ghast, though. Get rid of that blocker. At least try to. Oh, they're letting them grow. It's a good sign. You have an Ephemerate here. Save your critter. Nope, no Ephemerate. Wow. Oh, they're going to ice my creature. Sure, that's fine. Won't be able to do the big damage, but let's count and see how much damage we can do. So that's 1, 4, 5, 6. Play Perilous Myr. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I think we can do maximum 10. I think I would probably just rather hold up Deadly Dispute. We could actually just Deadly Dispute the Squirrel token now. Still get a bunch of damage in, get the card draw in without worrying about counter magic, and still have Nihil Spellbomb ready to go. Ooh, Mortician Beetle. Ooh, I think I actually missed 2 damage, which would have only brought it up to 12, because I could have sacrificed the Gixian Infiltrator to get 2 more damage onto that total. If I had played the Perilous Myr. Maybe I could have actually done lethal here. Because I could have Deadly Dispute, get the treasure token, and then instead of using the Mortician Beetle, instead of playing the Mortician Beetle, I'll play the Perilous Myr. Then I can sacrifice the Myr to the Carrion Feeder, sacrifice the Infiltrator. The treasure counts as a sacrifice, and then I sacrifice the Spellbomb too, and that would have been lethal. So yeah, I missed lethal here. Needed to spend a little bit more time thinking about it. That is one of my flaws, one of my fatal flaws playing Magic. I do try to think about, like what's going to be going on in the next few turns, but I don't always do the math properly. And sometimes I don't think far enough ahead or take the time to fully think through something. I just want to, like play the game. I like to play fast, and sometimes that costs me. Being too handsome? Yeah, I understand that. Alright, what are they getting rid of with Journey? Getting rid of Carrion Feeder. So I think we just sacrifice Carrion Feeder to itself here. Don't think they have a lot of ways to bounce Journey. Always yes. Always yield. And set up and always yield to that too. Those creatures are large. Those are some large creatures. And opponent scoops. Okay, a little bit land heavy. But yeah, we can keep this. Hey, thanks for the follow, friend. Oh, Forest Nettle Sentinel. Okay. Well, it looks like we're going to want to bring in Crypt Rats. Oh, what a draw. What a draw. Let's play Nested Shambler just in case they have, whatever that, Savage Swipe. Ooh, trying the new Dwarf and Goblin Blast Runner in Kuldotha Burn. That's pretty exciting stuff. Really, really excited for the Blast Runner myself. I'm going to be playing that in Synthesizer probably tomorrow. Nest Invaders. Okay, so it is Stompy. This is troublesome. They have tricks. That's the problem. Alright, let's see what happens. Fingers crossed, no Savage Swipe. Ah! Killing the Carrion Feeder. If I remove the target, does this spell just fizzle? Let's find out. I'm thinking it has 2 targets, so no. Okay, there we go. Now we know for sure. Works like Searing Blaze. Has 2 targets. Regardless, that is pretty much exactly the move we would have wanted to have done anyway. Now we get to choose if we want to put our Nested Shambler onto the bus to prevent some damage, and I think yes. Oh, they made our Mortician Beetle stronger by sacrificing their Eldrazi. Oh, playing a River Boa, creature with Regenerate. Yep, yep. Okay, let's play Persistent Specimen, and then we're just going to hold up double Village Rites. Maybe we should have attacked with Mortician Beetle there, but it seems like a pretty good blocker at this point, too. Looking at making Mortician Beetle into a 5/5. So the reason I put the Mortician Beetle in front of the River Boa, which is probably just a mistake, is that I was thinking they weren't going to be as likely to try any kind of tricks with the River Boa. They just regenerate it, and my Mortician Beetle will probably live here. But I think I could have been a lot more aggressive and taken one of these creatures off the board. Oh, Fleshbag. Not bad at all. You use Perilous Myr and Village Rites to get rid of a creature. Oh, wow, and they're tapping here? So we can actually use that to get rid of a River Boa because they're tapped out. Oh, nothing we can play here, but Crypt Rats seems pretty good. Do I want to just keep my 6/6 back as a blocker, or do I want to start attacking? Another Nest Invader. Considering they played this pre-combat, not sure they're going to go to combat, or rather, not sure they're going to attack. Since that would allow them to, casting the Nest Invader allows them to untap the Nettle Sentinel, so let's see. Okay, no, they are going for combat. Let's block the Nest Invader. Take 4. Come on, play a thing. Play a thing. Tap your mana. Oh, yeah. I think this is game. Wipe your board. Thanks for tapping all your mana, friend. What a coup. Oh, and they play Forest. It's not great for them. Alright, so let's see here. Play Moldfolk, 2 mana. Play Nested Shambler or Perilous Myr. Play Perilous Myr. And then that's 7, 8, 9, 10. Or I play the Nested Shambler. That's 1, 2. Play the Nested Shambler. Sacrifice, sacrifice. So that's 9. So yeah, it doesn't look like lethal. Don't think we have access to lethal this turn. Yeah, there's a couple ways to get them to 1, but I don't really feel like we need to get them to 1. We're in a commanding position. Let's just win the game next turn. And Fog. Alright, let's bring in some Crypt Rats. Let's bring in some Unexpected Fangs. Bring in some Cast Downs. I think we're going to want to take out Carrion Feeder. Doesn't block. Hmm. Hey, Excranum, thank you for the luck. Can always use some of that. It's funny, pretty much whenever I do very, very well at Magic, I always think, oh wow, I was so lucky. Can't believe this happened. Can't believe that other thing happened. Total luck sack today. And anytime I do like really poorly at a tournament, I beat myself up and blame myself. Total garbage. I played like trash. Gotta do better than that, Cooper. All right. We'll both keep it 7. Let's go. Oh, they start with a Quirion Ranger. Amazing card. Carrion Ranger allows you to utilize your lands so that, like, if you only have one land, Carrion Ranger makes it as if you had two. That's going to be a very probable target for our Shambling Ghast. -1, -1. Probably still want to play Perilous Myr turn 2, but getting rid of Quirion Ranger is definitely on my radar. Oh wow, they just throw a Rancor on it? Oh no, what do they have? I guess that wouldn't really work. Yeah, let's block. 100% block here. Wants to get that Quirion Ranger off the table anyways. And then they use a gut shot. All right, let's Oh, okay. One of their last cards has got to be the thing that gives their creature +3/+3 to like counters. Hunger of the Howl Pack. It's got to be, right? It's the only thing that makes sense. I think we still probably force them into it though. Like getting the treasure is so much better if they have Hunger of the Howl Pack. Because they're going to hunger here if they have it. Everyone thinks that they're just going to Hunger the Howl Pack here, right? Don't have that kind of time. Yeah, yeah. And I mean, worst case, we do still reduce the damage by 1. Yeah, there it is. Cast down, yes please. Oh, Burning Tree Emissary. Let's see what follows that up. Is it just Rancor, or do you have... Another Burning Tree. One card left in hand? Okay. Unfortunately, pretty much everything we have here is 2 mana. We could play Gixian Infiltrator, and that will just trade with Burning Tree. We could play Perilous Myr, kind of trades with Burning Tree as well. I mean, they can get pretty significant damage through because of the Rancor, but at least we can trade. Get a 1-for-1. Yeah, good trade. I mean, yeah, Myr blocks and kills, Infiltrator blocks and kills. It's all the same. Okay, so they return a forest, play a forest, play the Rancor. They have 2 up. Oh, Fleshbag, thank you. Hey Cooper, watching your Kodotha burn content helped me a lot to understand the deck better. Oh, that's great to hear. Thanks. Keep up the great work. Played the Brazilian National Pauper this past weekend with a deck and did top 8 in the tournament with 188 players. Well, Stompy, big congratulations on that. I'm glad I was able to be a small part of your success. Big congratulations on making top 8 in such a huge tournament. Sorry for my slow play here, Opie Dragon. Um, you know, chatting with chat, you know how it be. So if you're watching this on YouTube some later time, uh, yeah, sorry for my slow play. Ooh, Mortician Beetle, love to see it. Yeah, I know. I don't exactly have, like a bunch of, I'm not that far behind, but in some instances, I definitely had some really long pauses where in a paper tournament, judge would have been in my ear, gonna need you to make a move now. Make a play, please. So I'm thinking on their turn, cast Deadly Dispute, and then when it comes back to my turn, Unexpected Fangs. So that's the trick. Good to know, good to know. Oh, River Boa. Okay, that's a pretty good one. Do they put the Rancor on it? Oh, Savage Swipe. Did not expect. Okay, I guess we Deadly Dispute the Mortician Beetle then. Fleshbag. That's how we take care. That's how we take care of the River Boa right there. Regenerate, doesn't matter. Vines of Vastwood, doesn't matter. You're not playing Rancor now, opponent. No way are you playing Rancor now. That would be very incorrect to do. I mean, after all the bad draws I've had lately. Oh, you're gonna regenerate the river boa? It doesn't work that way, my friend. After all the bad draws I've had for the last week and a half, definitely enjoying the change. Hey Chuck, what's good? Six-five life link versus Stompy. Seems good. And we win the match. 2040. Hand looks fine. Need something to sacrifice, but I can dig it. CawGate. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're up against CawGate, friends. This is going to be a really good metric of if the get deck is good or not. Going to be a tough match, I think. Okay, another land. That's fine. Good even. Let's play the extra Carrion Feeder, Mortician Beetle. Attacking for 1. Hoping next turn we can play this Infiltrator and start growing our creatures from there. Maybe if we get really lucky, we'll draw a Nested Shambler. Okay, opponent tapping their mana for a Journey to Nowhere. I imagine they're going to target the Mortician Beetle with this. They do. Alright, might as well sacrifice it. Get an extra power. Closest thing to Hardened Scales we have in Pauper. Yeah, sure. Oh, we even get the Nested Shambler on top. Wild. This would have been so good if we had been able to keep that Beetle. Alright, let's start doing damage. Hey, Paul. Okay, opponent going to brainstorm here. Crystallization, interesting. Oh, Vocalard. Yeah, sure. I'll ask that in a moment. And I mean, it doesn't mean much, but best wishes to you and your struggle. Imagine they take the Gixian Infiltrator here. Pretty fine if they take Carrion Feeder. It's no big deal. Want to keep the Infiltrator. Yes, Vocard. They say yes. Pauper is a force to unite. Okay, we got a Nested Shambler. Let's try and play that out. Looks like they have Counterspell Magic up. So they are going to counterspell a Nested Shambler. Wow. Play the Mold Folk. Attack for 6. Maybe I should have played the Mold Folk first. Kind of wanted the Nested Shambler more. Guardian of the Guild Pact. Infinite Blocker. They're tapped out here. What do we draw? Deadly Dispute. Interesting. I don't find very much interesting with that, though, unfortunately. I'll play these out. And yeah, we have enough that we could make these Carrion Feeders into 5/5s. So we don't have to worry much about a double block. Opponent plays Basilisk Gate. And another Guardian of the Guild Pact. So they got blocks forever for my Carrion Feeders. Here's a Mortician Beetle. Play that. And we've got Persistent Specimen in the graveyard, so let's not forget about it. Don't really see any point in attacking, so let's just pass back. Here's a Squadron Hawk, setting up even more blocks. Just a little bit too slow to be able to pressure the opponent here. Now they get to draw 3 cards. Oh, only 2 Squadron Hawks into their hand. All right, don't forget Persistent Specimen. Another Mortician Beetle. Sweet. Good thing we waited on that Persistent Specimen. Here's another Squadron Hawk. Oh, and they're attacking. Wow. Okay, they must have, what's name? Strands? Fleshbag doesn't seem too good here. Crypt Rats would be really good. Nothing can block anyways, so might as well attack. Stupid prismatic strands. Oh wow, they're not using the Basilisk Gate here. Figured for sure they would. and then just hold up Prismatic Strands. Yeah, you gotta hold one of your Hawks back. Down to 8. We're about to die. O-Ring, Squadron Hawk. And Crypt Rats? No, just a swamp. So we're dead. Four, five, six, seven, 8. 8 damage right on the table. Plus Basilisk Gate. Now I'm gonna play to my out here. Oh, Flaring Pain, if only. Bunch of 1-mana 6/6s, not enough. We got close, though. Thinking, I don't know, like Fleshbag. This is kind of difficult on what we're supposed to do here. I mean, I definitely want the Crypt Rats, 100%. Fleshbags are the way to be able to answer Guardian of the Guild Pact. So I kind of want those. Perilous Myrs answer those as well. Kind of like Spellbomb as well. Having a way to get rid of those prismatic strands out of the graveyard. Let's get rid of Kjeldoran Dead. Regeneration doesn't mean very much against Journey to Nowhere. We could bring in Debt to the Kami. Does have a couple of targets. We can get rid of Journey or the Modern Age, but it does give them a lot of choice, and I don't think Debt is ever really going to hit. I guess maybe Debt's maybe better than Fleshbag. Difficult to say. I mean, Prismatic Strands is such a good card versus us. I just want something to be able to deal with it. We got Crypt Rats, we got Perilous Myr, we got Village Rites to draw cards. I'm going to keep this, even though it's a one-lander. Oh, that's true. That's true, too. Fangs plus Rats would just be insane against them. Come on, give me a swamp. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. Gambled and lost. Swamp? Oh, no. Oh, this is, Oh my god! Okay, I guess we lose. Because we get more draws out of the Nested Shambler. We get to Village Rites twice. Coco Quick Quack, hello. Well, is what it is. Only one land in the top 14 cards. Unfortunate that we lose our first match like this, but it's my fault. Another Modern Age. So opponent has Prismatic Strands and Sacred Cat in the graveyard. I'm just done with this. You say the other day you'd stop playing meme decks? I might have said something like that at some point. But that was probably when I was losing. I mean, I had to play this deck, Granum. I had to play this deck. There's no way around it. They gave me a new toy for Black Sack. Oh, the new toy is Gixian Infiltrator. 2 mana, 2/1 that says whenever you sacrifice a permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on it. There you go. That's the one. So it's like Mortician Beetle, copies 5 to 8. Okay, looks like we're fighting Boros. Opponent passes back with 2 mana up. Wild. It's coming for 2 damage. Guess we'll play another Perilous Myr. Yeah, it doesn't feel too good casting Lightning Bolt on the Nested Shambler, does it? No, it does not. Well, I guess if they have a sweeper. Perilous Myr's the cutest. Well, Fleshbag Marauder not looking too good versus Kuldotha Rebirth. Some kind of want to play Mold Folk, but I also kind of just want to play Persistent Specimen and hold up Deadly Dispute. That seems pretty good too. Yep, yep. A Golgari shell. There's also a Rakdos style list that you could do. And some people have been talking about it in Affinity. Oh, there's one. 3 Infiltrators and Kark Clan Shaman. Nice. We can still make this into a 3-2 if we want to, by sacrificing the treasure. What the hell is this? That is a list. Looks like they have to return to land with their core Skyfisher there. Okay, back to us. Get a Swamp. Let's play Mold Folk. Do we attack with the Infiltrator here? We can sack a lot of stuff. Do some cool things. 2, 3, 4. So it becomes a 6/5? Call to action. They're going to lightning bolt the Mold Folk. Guess we'll Deadly Dispute the Mold Folk then. Oh no. I mean, board wipes are pretty popular right now with Kuldotha being so good. So that's not a huge surprise, but ouch. Kind of hoping they just block with Goblin here. Then we can use Fleshbag to take out that Skyfisher. That'll do. And we can still regenerate the Kjeldoran Dead with a treasure token, which would grow the Infiltrator. Okay, they Glinthawk, return Ancient Den, I guess. They are really requiring one of those, what's names? Synthesizer, experimental synthesizer. Opponent needs one real bad. Alright, so that's 7, 10, 11, 12. Could go up to 13. Doesn't really seem necessary. Let's just pass the turn. I can Deadly Dispute, or sorry, Village Rites. I can Village Rites the Persistent Specimen end of their turn, but they decide to concede here. We have quite a bit of pressure going. So let's see, our opponent's playing Boros, and we know that they're playing Rebirth. I'm thinking Fleshbag Marauder is not going to be very good, but Crypt Rats are going to be great, and I think Unexpected Fangs are also going to be very good here, especially with the Crypt Rats. Let's take out Lampad, a Persistent Specimen, and then one more card. I think Kjeldoran Dead aren't super good in this matchup. We'll take out one of those. Two lands. We got Crypt Rats and Fangs. Combo for one Happy Cooper. Let's keep this and see what we can do with it. Hey, Vitor, see you have the manas to open a chest. Let's go ahead and take care of that. I'm going to F6, select F6 through the opponent's turn, and we'll open up that chest. What are they doing right now? Who knows? All right, we get 5 play points. Nithroy, Apex of Death, a 5-mana 5/5 with Mutate, has Death Touch and Lifelink. And when this creature mutates, return any number of target creature cards with total power 10 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. We also got Defiler of Vigor, a 6/6 for 5 mana with Trample. As an additional cost, to cast green permanent spells, you may pay 2 life. Oh, so it gives the green cards Phyrexian. And whenever you cast a green permanent spell, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. I see that we have 2 more chests. I'm going to just kind of advance a little bit in the game here, and then we'll open those chests. All right, so 45 play points. Oh, that's amazing. That's almost double the value of the chest. We also got Guardian Naga, 7 mana 5/6 with Vigilance. As long as it's your turn, prevent all damage that would be dealt to Guardian Naga. And it also has an adventure, an instant, Banishing Coils for 3 mana, exile target artifact or enchantment. That's a pretty sweet one. Okay, so they're going to cast End the Festivities here. Put a +1/+1 counter on Carrion Feeder, sacrifice the Ghast. This will make a treasure. And we'll sacrifice the Shambler and the Squirrel as well. Okay, yep, they got me. All right, we got one more chest to open. Let's just progress the game a little bit more, and we'll open that chest. Mortician Beetle. I think we'll play the Perilous Myr and pass. Another End the Festivities, which gets rid of Perilous Myr. Two damage to their face. And we can F6 here. Open up the last chest. We get 35 play points, more than the value of the chest just by itself, plus Phyrexian Metamorph. Anyone remember playing this card and making copies of like birthing pods or whatever? 4 mana 0/0, Shapeshifter, and you may have Phyrexian Metamorph enter the battlefield as a copy of any artifact or creature on the battlefield, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. Very cool card. Another Crypt Rats. Try and get rid of all the removal here before we play Crypt Rats with Unexpected Fangs. Here's an Ichor Wellspring. This gives -1/-1 till end of turn, so don't really feel like I want to block. I mean, if they're just coming in for 2, that's fine. We'll just take it, keep our creatures around for a little bit longer. Another Unexpected Fangs. I mean, we need some lands to take advantage of this. This could be super, super good, but we need lands. Two cards left in hand. Do we play out a Crypt Rats at the cost of a treasure? Probably should have just held up Unexpected Fangs. Anyways. Oh, this is weird. I don't think you Gallop Blast now. Why wouldn't you Gallop Blast on your turn? Then you get the extra prowess on your Monastery Swiftspear. I guess they want to maybe use all their mana to crack the Synthesizer. Ooh, okay. Of course, Skyfisher, pretty good with Synthesizer here. Finds another Skyfisher, and what? Finds another land. Opponent's so close to being out of resources, but Ichor Willspring and Experimental Synthesizer are really good at drawing cards. Let's get a treasure. Find a Perilous Myr. Plays an Ancient Den, another Synthesizer. I think it's going to be pretty tough to win this game from here. We need swamps, though. If we're going to have any chance to do it, we need swamps. Ooh, Seeker of the Way. Not a swamp. No. So we're taking 6? Going down to 6 here? Oh, we miss. This is kind of like last time. At least we had 2 lands to be able to play our stuff, but we never drew another land in 8 turns. I'm tempted to put that one up to just bad luck. We got lands and Crypt Rat. I mean, I'm leaning towards keeping this. I like Crypt Rats. Find a Village Rites. Very nice. Going to make me comfortable with playing Gixian Infiltrator next turn. Then we can hold up Village Rites to try and trade with like a removal spell or something. Oh, here's a Swift Spear just played out naked. Okay. So I guess we'll... Oh, wow, and they're attacking with it too. I think we do not block. We take the 1, and then next turn, Gixian Infiltrator, Village Rites, kill the Swift Spear. Oh, not bad. Pretty good draw, actually. Okay, so they play Crossroads, gain 2 to 21. And have a Seeker of the Way. Okay, so they're going to take the damage here. Let's just give them, we'll do 3 damage and we'll hold up Deadly Dispute to wait and see what they do on their turn. End the festivities is what they do. Let's Deadly Dispute the Nested Shambler. Save the Mortician Beetle. At least try to. So they use a lightning bolt targeting my Infiltrator, it looks like. Alright, tapped out, nothing I can do there. Always yes, always yield to the Beetle. And then we'll Village Rites the Squirrel token, which unfortunately comes into play untapped here, so we're not able to, I mean, we wouldn't be able to block the Secret of the Way anyways because of End the Festivities, so is what it is. Get our 3/3, draw some more cards, find Unexpected Fangs to go along with our Crypt Rats, very nice. Ooh, Kjeldoran Dead. That's sweet. So we can go Perilous Myr, Kjeldoran Dead, kill the Seeker of the Way, and we get to hold up Regeneration. Wellspring from the opponent. Setting up for later, drawing a card, finds a Plains. And for 2 mana, cast a Journey to Nowhere. Alright, that probably gets rid of our 4/4 here. I mean, regardless, we don't really have anything we can do. Yeah, gets rid of our 4/4. They played a land, so that should be it for them. Back to us. Find another Kjeldoran Dead. Okay. I guess we'll attack for 3. I was thinking briefly about putting Unexpected Fangs onto the Dead here, but then we would be tapped out. So let's just hold up double regeneration. Alright, Glinthawk, probably returning the Ichor Wellspring here. Replaying the Wellspring. And a Kuldotha Rebirth. Alright, I think we're going to Deadly Dispute the Squirrel. Oh, find another land. Wonderful. So how much mana do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we could go Crypt Rats, Fangs, activate Crypt Rats, but then we lose our Kjeldoran Dead. Oh wow, they're just taking. Alright, take 7, we'll gain 4. Ichor Wellspring from the opponent again. The gift that keeps on giving. And a Glinthawk to return the Ichor Wellspring. Alright, so they're attacking in with Glinthawk. We go to 16. And looks like it's our turn again. Find a Mortician Beetle. Attacking with our 2 critters. We'll put a regeneration shield on each. Gain 4 life. Do we want to play any of these? Not sure that we do. I mean, we could play Carrion Feeder, Mortician Beetle. Sort of sets us up for further turns. We still have 1 regeneration each creature. Plays Ancient End as the opponent. Lightning Bolt on Carrion Feeder. So we'll sacrifice that to itself to grow the Mortician Beetle. Opponent has no attacks, 2 cards in hand, and they pass back. We find a 3rd Crypt Rats. Don't need those yet, though. Attack all. If they want to kill Mortician Beetle, that's fine. Okay, put a regeneration shield on one of the creatures. Gain 4, keep our 2 3/1s, or 4/2 and a 3/1. And I guess we'll pass the turn with a bunch of regeneration up. Again, like we could play Crypt Rats, but then we take away a bunch of our regeneration. And we find a Mold Folk. Let's attack in. Oh, they have a thing. They're going to scry. Smack for 7. They're going to Galv Blast my creature, so you're going to take it out of combat. Give it a regeneration shield. They only have 1 card left in hand. Let's play a Mold Folk. Still have 3 regenerations up. With the amount of cards they have in hand, should not be a problem. They play Core Skyfisher. Probably returning, what, Journey to Nowhere here? Journey to Nowhere, yep. Allowing them to get Kjeldoran Dead. So the question here is, do I sacrifice the Kjeldoran Dead to grow my Mortician Beetle? Like, even if Kjeldoran Dead comes back later, I'm going to have to sacrifice something anyways. This is a little bit worse versus another Core Skyfisher. Because then they can just, you know, get Journey back for free. Find another swamp. They have 1 card in hand. Let's, I guess if we attack with Mortician Beetle, we just lose it, so... but then, like, if we attack with Mortician Beetle, we just have lethal if they block the Beetle. Because I can sacrifice Vault of Whispers to Mold Folk. Oh, they're going to Galv Blast. How many artifacts do they have? They have a lot. Okay, we only have... I mean, we could sacrifice Mortician Beetle and Treasure, but then that's not... Let's just sacrifice the Mold Folk. I mean, yeah, we win with Rats, because that's the last card. So yeah, we do 3, put them to 3, and then we have Exacxies. So yeah, don't use any of the mana, because then we don't kill. And we win the match. Let's go. Oh, I actually don't really like this hand. It doesn't do anything for so long. We would just be really at the mercy of the top of our deck until turn like 3, play Fleshbag. Don't really like this hand. I'm gonna mulligan. And we get a 1-land hand with all big mana creatures. Mulligan again. Okay, this is fine, this is fine. Keep this, get rid of 1 land and, I guess, a Shambler. Opponent plays Basic Plains and Thraben Inspector. Not a good start. Okay, we find a Shambling Ghast. Cool. Play that first. I think we'll just take the 1 here. Oh, and they play Swamp. Boros. Interesting. Kind of wish I had blocked now. What does Virus Beetle do? Not really. I don't think I have the room for it. So I think, yeah, we're up against Orzhov Pestilence, which I think is going to be a really, really difficult matchup. Oh, that is pretty cool. Dead weight on Carrion Feeder. Yeah, I guess that just works. Would have been nice to have a Deadly Dispute for that. Fault of Whispers. Get that Thraben Inspector out of here. Draw some cards. We find an Infiltrator. I don't want to use my treasures to cast my Infiltrator. Sort of have to, though. Because using my treasures pumps up my Infiltrator, right? So, kind of painful to take one off the table to play it. Spare supplies from the opponent. Do they find removal spell for Infiltrator? Looks like no. So we're going to be able to keep our Infiltrator here. That's sweet. Alright, I think I want to use this treasure now to Village Rites the Nested Shambler, so I get the squirrel to attack with, and the pumped up Infiltrator. Find a Deadly Dispute, sweet. Oh, and a Fleshbag. Love the Fleshbag here. So let's see here. I could Deadly Dispute the squirrel, and then sacrifice the treasure, make the Fleshbag. I just have a really big creature that dies to whatever they're doing. Ugh. Yeah, I'm going to play Marauder, sacrifice Squirrel. Hey, Akuyara, good to see you. What's this? Tapped 4 and untapped. Maybe Pestilence? They untapped because they needed to potentially tap this land, and then they don't have black mana untapped. Don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the opponent chooses to do. They've got 5 cards in hand and 5 mana available. So they have a lot of options. Okay, so they play Swamp. And they do have the Pestilence. They use the Pestilence to get rid of Fleshbag. And we just have the 5/4 left. So next turn they're going to be able to use a sacrifice effect to get rid of it. Fortunately, we have Lampad of Death's Vigil to keep it healthy for a little while longer. And put them down to 11. They crack a Clue, using their white mana, keeping the Pestilence around. And for 4 mana, play Guardian of the Guild Pack. That is a problem. It's going to be able to block my Infiltrator all day. Don't have a lot of ways to answer that in the main. Like, pretty much nothing. Oh, I should have Deadly Disputed the Vault, actually. Yeah, that was a mistake. Mistake and a half. Deadly Dispute can sacrifice artifacts. That's why Vault of Whispers is in the deck in the first place. Oh no, Omen of the Dead with Core Skyfisher. So much value. Oh no. Yeah, exactly. Lampad was a way we could potentially win. That was a pretty big mistake. Now they just get to bring a whole bunch of stuff back onto board. And since we don't have the Bone Pickers, we don't have Flyers. So they return the Crossroads back to hand. We're in a pretty ugly position. Pestilence is just so good against us. Like, what can we even reasonably do? Put anything down, just Pestilence wipes the board. The only thing that can really tangle with what they have right now is the Infiltrator, and pretty soon, not even that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They already have 5 black mana. Yeah. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Let's bring in Debt to the Cami. Let's bring in Fleshbag. Think we want to be kind of like a big kind of control deck here. Crypt Rats, Fleshbag, just continuously wipe the board. If they're going to be, like, Pestilence is such a beating. All right, we'll keep this. Opponent plays a Campus. We draw a Carrion Feeder. Attack for 1. Guess we'll play a Mold Folk here. Opponent has 8 cards in hand. What is your plan? I do think Archaeologist will be quite good in Terror. Being able to put the cards into the graveyard is just going to be all positive, reducing the future cost of Grimag Angler and Terror. Another Fleshbag. Let's play the Carrion Feeder and attack. Gain 1 life, let's go. Journey to Nowhere. All right. I guess whatever they target, we will sacrifice. The thing is, they play Core Skyfisher, so if we sacrifice the feeder, it's just really, really good for their Core Skyfishers. I think we'll just let them take the feeder, the 1/1 feeder, so if they return the Journey to Nowhere later, we get it back. An Infiltrator. Okay, we'll attack for 2, play the Infiltrator and pass. Another one of those 2 land hands where we never draw another land. Sign me up. Chainer's Edict, forcing me to make a sacrifice. Well, we'll sacrifice the mold folk. Pump up that Infiltrator, see if it survives. This could be a good time for another dead weight from the opponent, though. Nope, Thraben Inspector. We get to, looks like we get to keep our critter. Here's a Bajuka Bog, getting rid of our graveyard, no big deal. And what do we find? We find a swamp. So we could Fleshbag, get rid of this, attack for 4. I mean, it's the best thing we can do. They have another Edict, so that gets rid of the Infiltrator. And we don't have Deadly Dispute up to be able to get the card draw out of that, so we're pretty much out of gas until we find something else. Oh, that is something else. Nested Shambler. Kind of tempted to Deadly Dispute here, draw some cards. Maybe we hit a land, make a land drop. No land drop. We could Mortician Beetle here, but that's pretty risky. We Mortician Beetle here, then they play Pestilence and wipe our board. Not too into that. Inspiring Overseer. See, now we get to play Mortician Beetle Fleshbag Marauder, and that's way better. Oh, should have attacked first, actually. There's no way they would have blocked. Oh, well, that's some loss to damage. Cracks a clue at the end of their turn, or end of my turn, rather. And they have 5 cards in hand and a ton of mana. 6 mana on board and a land drop. Yeah, that bumps that mana up to 7 so they can flashback Chainer's Edict if they wish. They choose to play Pestilence, and they have access to 3 black mana, so they can go ahead and wipe the board here if they so choose. It does get rid of the Pestilence, but 2 for 1, I think that's a good deal for them. They're going to want to take that. Oh, and because they did it on the end step, we actually don't even get to... this sticks around, so we have to not play a creature if we want this to leave. Like, I could play Perilous Myr, hold up Village Rites. It's not the worst. Yeah, opponent really understands that play, though. Like, end of their turn, activate the Pestilence. Alright, let's F6 here. Find a Mortician Beetle in a land. That could be good. Means that if they play something interesting here, like a Guardian of the Guild Pact, for example, we can play a Beetle Fleshbag. Or we could just play Fleshbag, get rid of Pestilence. Okay, so they're going to use the spare supplies to draw a card, and they untap, and they're at 4 cards in hand again. Suffocating Fumes, cycled. Oh, that's a really good card. I'm surprised they cycled that. That's such a good card. Ooh, Omen of the Dead. Okay, so they get their Guardian of the Guild Pact back, and we've run out of Fleshbags in hand. Do still have another 2 in the deck, though. We do not find one here, unfortunately. Look how good that Suffocating Fumes would have been here. They probably have another one in hand. Oh, no, another Pestilence. This is what I was talking about for the deck being, so difficult for us to fight. We do have a lot of 1/1 creatures or X1 creatures, so they have a lot of sweepers, Suffocating Fumes, Pestilence. No problem for them to be able to take our creatures off the board. And we draw Swamp. Unfortunate. Don't really see any point in playing Mortician Beetle. They'll just take it off the board with Pestilence. And another Mortician Beetle, not helping. So yeah, at this point they can start using Pestilence to deal damage, and Guardian of the Guild Pact will eventually do enough damage that they can just win. I'm kind of hoping to draw a Crypt Rats, I think, to try and turn the game into a draw. Do we get that opportunity? No. So they can just kill here. So yeah, they put us down to 3, and then Pestilence for 3. They're at 1, and we're at 0. Oh. Choosing not to win this turn? Yeah, it gives us an opportunity to draw Crypt Rats. I mean, I guess they still have enough that even if we drew Crypt Rats, they could still just activate Pestilence to win. Okay, they just wanted to do, we still had all these. Fair enough. Managed to 3-2. Still a positive league. Let's give them the GG in chat if the Moto windows can get out of my face long enough. Alright, so this is the deck that we were playing today, the Black Sack, and did about as well as I expected, to be honest. 3-2. Had some fun as well. Really, really enjoy being able to play Black Sack, and having a new toy in Gixian Infiltrator was the perfect excuse to sleeve up the deck again. Deck performed pretty much how I expected. It's nice and aggressive, having, like 17 untapped lands and a whole bunch of 1-drops. We're able to get onto the board early, and then, with Mortician Beetle, Carrion Feeder, Gixian Infiltrator, and Mold Folk, we're able to present some very, very large threats, considering the upfront investment in mana is so small. Yeah, I think that definitely going to need some work as far as the sideboard goes. Like Crypt Rats and Fleshbag Marauder cost a lot of mana, so I think I need to be a little bit more cautious about when I'm bringing those in and how many of them I'm bringing in. But yeah, had a lot of fun with the deck, and if you're looking for a way to win with basic swamps that isn't Black Burn, may I suggest a Black Sack.